What's going on guys, Hyper here, and in today's video we'll be taking a look at Mythic Varimathras. I was initially going to do Immunar and Portal Keeper, but I deleted the footage for those by mistake, so during this next reset I'll just re-record them and get those videos out to you as soon as I can. But for now, like I said, Mythic Varimathras. So for this we'll be running default single target build, which you should know by now, and with the bracers and belt legendary and whatever best single target trinkets you have. Let's roll the clip. So we just set up with the rest of the raid, super standard. Before the pool, make sure you have Augment Rune, Food, Flask, and Pre-Pot. And we go in and just go ham on the boss. Now here I actually held my Obliteration for just a little bit, fish for a proc, but I actually ended up not getting any. So I just went into Obliteration and started nuking the boss. Right before my Obliteration runs out here, you'll see me again fish for procs, and I have to Dragon right there. And right after I Dragoned, I got my Fallen Crusader. So if I would have held my Dragon for maybe half a second longer, then I could have gotten the Fallen Crusader on it. But I honestly just didn't want to risk it. And then one thing you might notice on Mythic is that you're spawning ads, and you probably know this if you've done Mythic. So our point and our goal here is to cleave onto the ads as much as possible without having to target them directly. Now on progress, I very strongly suggest that you swap to them, because as Frost Decay you can do a lot of damage. You just do an Obliterate, and then if you have a Rhyme proc, you use it on the boss to cleave to it. And it eliminates the ads super quickly if someone else is helping you. But if you're trying to parse, then I do not recommend swapping to the ads like you see me do here in the video. At this point, we're on farm, so I just try to help out as much as I can. But ideally, you just want to keep hitting the boss. And then whenever you have an ad spawn, you use your Rhyme proc on the boss to cleave to the ad with it. But you, most likely than not, and more often than not, you don't want to swap to it, because if you stack up like 3 or 4 Razor Eye stacks on it, then it just dies. Then you've basically just wasted an Empowered Frost Strike. Now here we get our second Obliteration, and we're about halfway through the fight. Our DPS is still holding very good. And then from here, a few things will happen throughout the fight that will kind of ruin this parse. And honestly guys, on this fight, if you're good mechanically and you know how to play your class, this fight just comes down to getting lucky procs, number 1, and number 2, not getting the necrotic debuff that you have to run out with. Now, if you get necrotic, it's pretty unlikely that you will get a high rank, just because of the downtime you have to spend running out, maybe pressing a defensive cooldown, or health stoning, and then running back in. So that's just quite a bit of downtime. So here we're just hitting the boss, and I get into this weird situation throughout the fight where I press Frost Strike at low runic powers just because I'm greedy, and then I end up having to Obliterate at 5 stacks of Razor Eyes, which you should pretty much never do if you play the spec correctly. So I definitely made quite a few rotational mistakes throughout this fight, but in the end, you know, there were a few other things which affected my rank as well. So here, as you see, I get necrotic, and I actually don't get topped before it blows up. I was expecting there to get some sort of direct healing, but I actually have to end up spending my IBF, and then I AMS the misery debuff off so I can get topped back up. Our kill time is actually so quick at this point that I will not be getting a second dragon. So that's, you know, that's something that will come down to your guild and how good your DPS is. But ideally you want to get 2 dragons in for single target fights, because it makes quite a bit of difference. But you know, we're killing everything so quick that the second dragon is just barely off cooldown, and I miss it by a few seconds. Here we actually spawn a bunch of ads, which for some classes is pretty good, and if I get lucky Rhyme procs there, that would increase my DPS a little bit. But I barely miss out on the second dragon, and there we have the fight ended at 2.41 mil. I was at over 3 million for quite a bit, and over 2.7-ish for quite a bit. And then a few things kind of went south in the fight and ended up dropping down to 2.4, but it's still not a big deal. That's a decent number. I actually don't have a screenshot for the ranking of this, but I believe it was around rank 15. Which is not bad considering that I got necrotic and I actually had to run out of melee range for a few seconds, and I also didn't get a second dragon. But yeah guys, that's how you parse on Mythic Varimathras, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. I'm more than happy to help you. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you on the next one.